Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Music Meltdown, Albums of the Year. It's 1993 time. This is what I like to call the best year of the 90s. If you disagree, you're wrong. 93 is just crazy to me. I have four five-star albums in this year. I have a bunch of four and a halves past then. Rich, what's your stance upon 1993?
1993 was an awesome year. It was my favorite year in life. I had a kick-ass time at the beginning of the year. At the end of my um, second year of college, I was a tour guide in Yorktown, Virginia that summer. Had a freaking blast. I'd broken up with my girlfriend at the end of last semester, and I went into that fall semester as a single guy. And I just put too much on my plate, including five hard classes. And I was a columnist for the school newspaper. I thought it was hot shit. And it all came crashing down at the end, but boy, was it fun when it lasted. Um, anyway, yeah, I love 1993. The music is fantastic as well, as it is with pretty much every 90s year. You there?
Yep, fair enough. Seems all good. So yeah, I guess I'll just get into top five. Yeah,
All right. Well, don't you have some honorable mentions?
I do.
All right.
Everybody else is doing it, so why can't we? By the Cranberries. Cranberries, criminally awful album band, but this record's pretty good, and I love Dolores enough to where I will put it in my top five. Not top five, honorable mention. Next up, I got Transmission from a Satellite Heart by the Flaming Lips. Pretty much every Flaming Lips album aside from Zyrika is going to make a mention. I'll just throw that out there now. Follow up going to be Where You Been by Dinosaur Jr. Jay Mascis is a fucking monster on the guitar. He's undoubtedly in my top three players of all time, and this record is one of his best showcases ever. And just the songs on here are really great. And then my final honorable mention, something that I don't think most people would expect, I have Janet by Janet Jackson. I think that this is like a just sort of great 90s R&B record, still having a bit of New Jack Swing in there, but for the most part, it's just like straight up her great sort of pop soul numbers. I love it a lot. Into the top five, though. The only non five star album in my top five is going to be Debut by Björk. I love pretty much all of Björk's records. This was, I think, my third place finisher whenever I did her discography. It's just sort of a great, for lack of a better term, like minimalist style for Björk. It's a lot more subdued, a lot more sort of stereotypically trip hop. I think it's a lot of fun, and I think that the tracks are just great. And of course, she's an outstanding singer. A bit of a wild one, but a record that I just absolutely adore next. You have Fumbling Towards Ecstasy by Sarah McLachlan. I think this record is just outstanding. She's got a fantastic voice. It's a lot more rocking than you would expect for her and just really flows together nicely. I don't have a ton to say about it. I just think that it's a really excellently executed album. Same with Whatever by Amy Mann. She's top bitch for me. I love her to pieces. Pretty much all her music is top shelf. This was her debut after leaving Till Tuesday, and just I love it. It's so good. I don't have a ton to say. I just think that all of the songs are great. I think that her songwriting's really good. I love her vocally. This kind of has like this cool, almost like power poppy jangle sort of rock quality to it that I think is a lot of fun. Number two, one of the best indie records of all time, Exile in Guyville by Liz Phair. I think that she is just a titan at this point in time. Say what you want, post sort of white chocolate egg, whatever the fuck that record's called, about her music. But I think in the 90s, Liz Phair was sort of one to her own and the style of 90s singer songwriter. And it really shows just how heavily inspired modern day songwriters are by the works of like Liz Phair and like a Veruca Salt. That sound is really making a comeback, and Exile in Guyville is everything to thank for it. But my number one album, I don't give a fuck what people think. I love this band. I love this album. It's August and Everything After by the Counting Crows. I know people don't like the Counting Crows. Um, get over it. They're great. I think Adam Duritz, especially earlier on, is an incredible singer. Not really singer. He's an incredible songwriter. He's a very good singer. I think the band on here are really channeling the band. They feel very sort of Americana laden, very sort of just lush, rich arrangements, accompanied by Duritz's great lyricism and vocals. I think very few albums are really able to encompass and sell everything that they're going for on here. Tracks like Anna Begins, Omaha, and something like Perfect Blue Buildings. I think it's an outstanding record. And take away sort of their adult contemporary later stuff and like the sort of Sheryl Crow collabs and pop stuff they do. Just at their core, they are a really fucking cool rock band. Number one, August and Everything After by the Counting Crows.
All right. Yeah, I like the hits off of that album very much. And I've heard the album, didn't really latch on to anything else, but maybe I need to give it more time. Maybe I would in time. So yeah, and it's Flaming Lips. That's another one I ghosted. That should be on my list. What the fuck? Anyway, yeah, I mean, seriously, the 90s are overwhelming. There's tons of great stuff. I don't know. 80s was my teen years, so those are kind of special, but I mean, 90s might be my real music heyday. Um, so, 1993, honorable mentions, blast through them. I got In Utero, Nirvana, Star by Belly, Porno for Pyros, self-titled, Undertow, Tool, Independent Worm Saloon, Butthole Surfers, um, just missing his Last Splash by the Breeders. Crazy about that album. My top five, I've got Stain by Living Color. This is the kind of album that's perfect for venting rage and frustration. Just furious, crushingly heavy. Much of it is extremely negative. Vernon Reid is a killer guitarist. The whole band is super talented. Um, really heard this one so many times. Definitely a go to album. Number four is Cure for Pain by Morphine. You've got Mark Sandman on two-string bass singing, a sax player, and a drummer. That's it. It's really groovy, loungy vibe, killer stuff, great songs. Um, Number three, I got Siamese Dream, which you should know is the Smashing Pumpkins. I don't think I need to say much about this one. An alt rock monolith, my choice for best Pumpkins album of all time. Outrageously great. Enough said. Number two, I've got Zooropa from U2. After the phenomenal achievement that was Actung Baby, U2 relax a bit and get more experimental. The title track is my favorite U2 song ever. It just gets me high. Very fun album. And of course, I got to go with Chrome for my number one. Chrome by Catherine Whale. Yeah, I went gaga for this when it came out. We did the album ranking not long ago, but just to reiterate, this is their sweet spot between the shoegaze of their previous album, Ferment, and the hard alt rock of their following album, Happy Days. Powerful, euphoric, excellent.
I'm not gonna lie, I entirely forgot that record existed. No, I dig it. It's cool for what it is, but I just genuinely forgot. But
I
no,
know.
I will say that top five is interesting because it is filled with just like a ton of records I either don't know or just like do not care about. With the
Yeah.
biggest example being Smashing Pumpkins, who I just can't stand Billy Corgan
Yeah.
predominantly.
The
So
vocals, right?
if you can call them that, I like the next two Pumpkins records considerably more than Siamese Dream. So I guess we'll see
Fair
if they make
enough.
the list in 95 and 98. Plus, I don't have too much to add about these. Seems like a fairly standard rich core list right there. So yeah, 93 this year is fucking insane. I think it's actually outstanding. But yeah, there you go.
A
Hope you
lot of
have a
good
good one.
memories. A lot of good memories attached to this music. And some
Nice.
bad ones too when it comes to Stain.
Oh, goodness. Alrighty. You'll have a good one.